Evening, everyone. It's a little late, a little after 7, and this is your Monday, the 21st closing comment. And I'm going to try and keep it relatively short because it's not a particularly long story. There were no specific economic news reports today, so that was not the issue. But to give you an idea about the futures, at one point last night, I saw them down 690 in the Dow, 200 in the NASDAQ, and minus 93 in the S&P, that's a pretty substantial number. The market opened down, and the low this morning was minus about 423, and the market spent the entire day slowly but surely working its way back. So the Dow was actually up 3740. The percentage is not really important on any of these. The NASDAQ finished down 13. The S&P finished down 1449. The Russell was up 34 cents, and the only move of any real significance, and even that was only 0.2%, were the Dow Jones Transports down 80.53. Everything was much lower, and by now I'm sure you know the reason why. No travel between the UK and Europe. Andrew Cuomo in New York calling for a ban on anybody coming from either of those into New York. What they've settled on is that you have to have a negative test within 24 hours of leaving those places. And the advanced declines were 3-2 down on the NYSE and 5-4 down on the NASDAQ. So those are not really bad numbers. I mean, that's pretty basically 1-to-1 on a day where the market, the net change is nothing overwhelming. But the strength in the market came from three places right from the get-go. And those were Nike, who reported earnings on Friday after the close, and it closed today 144.02, up 6.72. JP Morgan 123.55, up 4.47 or 3.8%, and Goldman Sachs, which was far ahead of both, 256.98, up 14.85 or 6.1%. The reason for those, the reason that I say they were so involved with the market, is because the Dow Jones was 22 down and 8 up. And that Goldman Sachs move of 14.85 was just under 100 Dow points. The Nike sold off a little, but it was up still 31 Dow points. And JP Morgan also up 33 Dow points. Microsoft bringing up the rear, plus 27. So we had three stocks that were basically up 200, and the market closed up 37. Microsoft, actually, chart looks pretty good, and I may have to go into that, but it closed up 4 at 222.59, just 1.6%. And Tesla, on its first full day in the S&P 500, finished 649.86, and that was down 45.14 or 6.6%. I actually don't read much into it. By the way, tomorrow morning we have the Conference Board's consumer confidence, we have existing home sales, and we have the third estimate of Q3's GDP, something that will again get changed and moved around. Okay, the chart on the screen is the dollar, and as you can see, with the weakness in the market, the dollar, they tried to rally it, got it all the way up to just under 91, 90.95, but it absolutely could not hold, closed on the low, down 4 ticks. Not 4 cents, really, 0.4 cents, but nonetheless, well over $1 off the high. So that was pretty ugly. The oil looked about the same. I saw it down over $2, but it finished down $1.27, and it's down 20 cents tonight, which is really nothing substantial, but just like the dollar and some of the other charts I've been showing you lately, hit exactly on the moving average. This is the 20-day. Hit the 20-day. It actually was up early, came all the way down, hit the 20-day, and then came all the way back to close here. And right now, as I said, down 20 cents. It closed here down $1.27. Gold was kind of the same story. We had last night I saw it up about 15 before I fell asleep, and then at 3 o'clock this morning I noticed that it was still up a bit, and by the open it had gone from right here, right on that moving average, the 100-day. I warned you about this, the 100-day and this channel coming through right at the same basic area, and that turned it down. But it didn't hold it down. It closed down about $6.10, which after the run that it's had from this 1820 all the way up to today's high, which was 1912, that's a pretty substantial move, and down $6 does not scare me about that in the least. The bonds had their typical flight to safety play. When the market goes down like that, people go and hide in the bonds. And as you can see, the bonds also had a big move up early, all the way up to the same area of resistance in here. I use 174 or so. This is 173. 173 and 24/32. So that's 173 3/4. And like the last time it was up there and the time before, it finished on the low, even though it was slightly higher on the day. So, and Bitcoin, of course, had a $2,260 range today and closed basically unchanged. And it is up slightly right now, up about $25. Let me just find it for you here. Yep, up 60 at 22,940 after having a new all-time high, 24,210, and a pullback all the way to 21,950. So pretty substantial moves during the day. I actually think this was a fairly constructive day. The news was horrendous all day, and the fact that we climbed back up was pretty impressive. As I said, the internals were really not bad at all, and volume was actually higher, which you would expect with these kind of ranges. All right, everyone. I'll be back first thing in the morning with your pre-opening comment and the conference board and the existing home and the GDP, which all come out around 9:30 to 9:40. And if you like the work, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate the help. Have a good evening.